Everybody, Dr. Lisa Palmer, Dr. Mama Bear, coming to you live. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Tonight's topic is midlife crisis, MMR, and my birthday wish. So let me know if you guys can hear me. This mic was being sensitive earlier. So if you can hear me, let me know. I know you guys can hear me on Insta. Hi, Tammy. So we're getting rolling here. Some of you guys know today is my birthday. And so I had all the excuses not to come on. Hi, Alyssa. Hopefully you can hear me well. All excuses not to go live tonight. I could have played an old show. I've been doing this for 2 years now. 2 years every Tuesday night. So that's cool. Hi, Michelle from North Carolina. Hi, Emily. Hi, Tammy. And so thanks. Hi, Gina. Hi, Gina. Thank you for the birthday wish. Yes, I'm glad you can hear me. Hi, Teresa. Thank you for letting me know my mic is working. Yay. And so, I'll tell you, I just turned 45 today. Thank you, Tanya. And coming up to my 45th. So like those of you that are in your 40s, maybe you can relate. Or if you're older than me, maybe you can relate. And if you're younger than me, then maybe you will relate, or maybe you already relate. Hi, Liz. And so, a couple days ago, I'm like, I'm coming out of my 40s, right? So like when I turned 44, I was like, I'm in my 40s, 40 is the new 30, 30 is the new 20, like no big deal. Thanks, Heather. No big deal, right? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, but this birthday, I'm gonna be 45. And I thought, oh my goodness, like if I live to 100, if I live to 90, like, I'm getting close to the halfway point, And do you kind of makes you like look at your first half of your life, and it makes you evaluate like where you are, right? Like, for you guys, ask yourself these questions, right? Hi Alice, birthday buddy. So are you where you want to be in your life, right? Have you achieved what you want to achieve in your life? Is your family where you want it to be? Is your employment where you want it to be? Are you living your life's purpose? Hi, Michael. Are you serving your life's purpose, right? So like maybe you're like an amazing artist and you're just like not doing art. Or maybe you're amazing musician and you've been hiding your skills. Or maybe you're an amazing holistic practitioner and you've been doing some other career, right? Maybe you've been doing something else. Yes, Jill, I said 45. You're 45 too. Okay, so maybe you'll relate. So I started evaluating, like, am I happy where I am? Am I feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose, right? So my practice, been in practice almost 20 years. I started myself from the ground up, right? Feel like I've achieved different milestones. So some people rank milestones by patient visits. So at one time we were close to 600 patient visits a week, which is unheard of. Some people qualify it by finances. So doing very well in that respect. Some people qualify a successful practice by the amount of associates. I have 4 with 2 in training, and many on the way. And so, what about your family, right? So I have a beautiful daughter. I thought about having a second kid. My husband's amazing. He's super supportive. I've traveled a lot. I've been to Italy. I've been to Greece, France, Spain, different islands. Been a lot of places. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Kathy. So I started going through this, midlife crisis is all I could, define, like kind of really questioning things to the point where I started kind of irritating my body. So some of you guys can hear congestion, right? And so, I got sad, and I was like, well, am I really doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Are there things that I'm procrastinating on that I should be doing? So some of you guys know that I'm starting a mastermind, And we're going to take the top offices in the holistic field and we're going to mastermind together because there's strength in numbers, right? I was a team athlete. And so for me, I'd rather team versus individual sports. I'd rather play team sports all day long. In soccer, I love that all the players have to come together and you have to have a good goalkeeper and you have to have defense and you have to have offense and you have to think ahead and you have to plan. And I love that team environment. I love the office. There's 13 of us in the office. We're understaffed. So if you want to work with us, let us know. But we all come together as a team, especially my technical team, right? Like we're just like awesome. And so you have that, you really have that moment. And I don't know if you guys have had, Robin's quantum testing me for oil. Thank you, Robin. I had some cloves on earlier, some clove oil. And, you have that moment and you guys can let me know if you had that moment where you kind of have like a midlife crisis. And it didn't mean like a midlife crisis, like I wanted to go buy a sports car because I don't really care. My midlife crisis with buying something would be a boat. But I could buy one if I want to buy one. One of my friends, Dr. Steve, he'd be like, then why haven't you bought one yet? Well, Steve, I don't know which one to get, right? And then part of me kind of likes where you can rent the boat, where you go to the marina and they set everything up and they fuel up your boat and you take it out and you bring it back and they clean it. And they have those programs now for boating, which I think is super convenient. And so you get to that point, and you guys, again, let me know if you felt like this. You get to a point where you question things and you evaluate things and you look at things and you analyze things. And so I'm a planner and I set goals and I set this stuff. And so one of the goals I have, which you guys know, is to develop quantum nutrition testing to teach other practitioners this amazing skill set. And those of you that are part of the Quantum Nutrition Academy were sharing with me today your amazing wins, from working on autistic cases to testing your aunt, to testing your family members, to teaching your son, your 15-year-old son, to testing a bunny rabbit. That was freaking awesome. And so that is super, super fulfilling to me. And it's almost like a transition. And transitions are hard, right? Like when you transition from a high school kid to a college kid, those of you that went to college, and I don't think everybody needs to go to college, by the way. But when you make that transition, it's a hard transition. And then when you transition from a college student to being in the real world, right? That's a transition. And then I own a practice, right? So being the head physician and seeing a good chunk of patients every week, every day, that's a transition. And then starting to have associates and training associates and teaching associates, that's a transition. And when one of your associates is your husband, so some people think that Dr. Dean and I started the practice together. We didn't. I actually met him a year into practice. And just a quick side story, most of the guys that I told that I was in healthcare assumed that I was a nurse. Nothing against nurses, there's female nurses, there's female doctors, there's male nurses, and so on. But they always assumed I was a nurse. And then when I told them I was a doctor of chiropractic, and then I told them I own my own practice, these guys ran away. And it was like, why are these guys running away? I don't understand. I was afraid to tell them what I did for a living because they'd run away. And then I met Jason and he's like, that's so cool. I love chiropractic. And so he jumped on board with me a year into practice. And so practice is going great. I love my practice. I love our patients. We have the best patients in the world. Nothing against you guys who are practitioners, nothing against your patients, but my patients are awesome. They're red-pilled. They're friendly. They want to get better. They bring in their friends. They bring in their kids. They're just super cool. So I'm at one of those transitions, which I've been at in a while, where I hang up my jersey and I pass it on to the rest of my staff. And that's a very scary transition. And I've been trying to do this transition probably for 5 years. And some of my colleagues know, and they've been encouraging me, but it's scary. It's a change. You go from Dr. Palmer to, I'm still a doctor, but I've devoted my life to treating patients. And so Alice Arsenic says, Jessica says, I feel like being a mom, I had that, oh shit, I should know things by now, right? So being a single female to a married female or male, right? Going from single life to married life to kid life, those are all transitions, right? So being a head physician and seeing a good chunk of patients and you're really good at it and you love it, your next transition is to train others, which I've done. So Hyla's been with me almost 10 years. Miriam and Renee have been with me 7 years. Dr. Dean's been with me 19 years. No, 17 years in the practice. So I've done that. I've transitioned. And so the next transition, which some of you guys don't want to hear, the next transition is for me to continue to pass the jerseys, right? Is to have more of a coaching transition and come out of patient care, not because I don't like patient care, but because there's only so many hours in the day, and my students are awesome, right? So the cases I heard today, some of you have took level 1 in March. Some of you guys just took level 1 at the end of May, and you're already using this technology to help people. That's amazing. That is so good. So with this birthday, I've had the evaluation of, oh my goodness, like, what's my next game? What's my next step? Like, do I have to leave the old Dr. Palmer behind and continue on? And that's kind of scary, and that's unknown, and that's kind of cool too, right? So like for me, I always wish that I had a crystal ball. So sometimes patients come in and they're like, I have this pain in my neck, and I'm wondering if you can help me. And, if you can help me, about how long will it take to get better? Really? I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how long it's going to take to get your neck better based on the exam that I do as a chiropractor and based on how you respond to a chiropractic adjustment. I might have an idea, but do I really know? No, I might do one adjustment and you have 100% relief. I might do 10 adjustments and then you have 100% relief. Or I may do 50 adjustments and you have no relief, because really the neck pain isn't coming from the neck. The neck stiffness is coming from a thyroid that's not working properly. And so with this crystal ball with patients, to me, like, you don't have one. And then I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to have a crystal ball to figure out what you do next in life? But then I realized that really won't be a good thing. It would be like Groundhog Day, right? So you would wake up and then you knew that the dog would chew your shoe, and then you knew that you need to get gas in your car, and then you knew that this happened and that happened and that happened, and it would just happen over and over again because you had a crystal ball, and that would be boring. So I've had the realization that I don't need to have a crisis, if you want to call it that. And one of my friends, Dr. Douglas Mills, was very sweet and emailed me today, and he's like, "Hey, all the good stuff's left to come." So thanks, man. Thanks for that. And that this technology is needed and wanted. And so while I was scrolling and I was kind of sad, trying to figure out the meaning of life, just to be honest, right? And I'm sure some of you guys have had that. I'm scrolling and I see that this lady has these really cool tower gardens. So I don't know if you've ever seen a tower garden, but Juice Plus sells the thing called tower gardens, and they have a big base at the bottom, and then they have a column, and then they have plants that come out, and you can grow anything basically. So this lady has this amazing, like, 5 tower gardens. She's like a picture, I think, of her and maybe her son and all these tower gardens. And I'm like, wow, this lady's tower garden is amazing. We had tower gardens. Ours are broken. We're missing pieces. Maybe she knows, like, how I can fix them. Or maybe she knows, like, maybe she'll come to a seminar in tower gardens. Or maybe, I don't know. So I Facebook messaged her and she replied. And she was super, super helpful. And she told me that tower gardens have a 5-year warranty. I didn't know that. Then we started talking about tower gardens, and then she must have looked at my profile and she goes, "Do you help with vaccine damaged kids?" I said, "Yeah, I do." And I said, "What's happening?" And she said, "Well, my son is on the spectrum." And I said, "Oh, it was an MMR." So MMR, for those of you that don't know, MMR is a vaccine. It's actually 3 vaccines. It's measles, mumps, and rubella. And measles, mumps, and rubella is a shot of 3 things that are all childhood diseases that you could survive, right? Just like the chickenpox virus. And she knew after that shot, her child regressed. So she starts asking me questions, have I had luck with autistic cases? Have we seen improvements? Is there any risks? Are there any side effects to what we do? Sorry, guys, I'm drinking. So this is a cool mug that my really good friend Sylvia gave me. Let's get this in the camera. So cool. She's awesome. But the problem with mint is when you're talking and you drink it, and I just did it again. Oh my gosh, let me try this one. Oh no, I forgot I put mint in that one too. So when you're drinking and you're talking and you have mint and you swallow the mint whole, it gets stuck in your throat. And then I forgot I put mint in this water bottle and I put mint in this cup. So my mint, I love my mints. I have different herbs. I have mint and oregano and basil and chocolate mint, which is cool, and rosemary and all this lavender and cool stuff. Anyways, mint, like if you want a refreshing drink, mint with a little squeeze of lime and filtered water, amazing. But not amazing when you're talking and you swallow a piece of mint leaf whole. So if I start choking, you know why. So anyway, so this mom's asking me about, have I had success with kids on the spectrum? Have I had success with kids that are vaccine damaged? Have I had success with kids that have regressed? Have I had success with kids that aren't speaking? And I said yes. And so she told me that her son's 3. And so with these cases, it's easier if the kid is younger because the damage hasn't been there as long, right? So he got damaged at 18 months. The faster we get to this kid, the better. Unfortunately, so many moms are told wrong information. They're made wrong for questioning the system. They're bullied when they question the system. They're kicked out of practices when they question the system. And it's so wrong. It's so criminal. It's so criminal. And so she didn't question the system, and he got injected with toxicity, and the toxicity shut down his nervous system. And the progression that this little boy was having, he started to go the opposite way, which we call a regression. So call it fate, call it God, call it angelic, call it whatever. Here I am having my midlife crisis pity party, or whatever you want to call, scrolling on Facebook to pass time, if you will, and find this mom, right? And while I'm having my midlife crisis pity party, she's having a no hope mom moment where her son is vaccine damaged and she's trying to feed him awesome with the Tower Gardens, which is awesome. So organic fruits and vegetables. And she's homeschooling both her kids. And she's doing all these things that she doesn't have to do, because in some of these cases, they just medicate the kid and they just kind of give up. And so awesome moms like this mom and other moms that I've met knew that that wasn't the right thing to do. The medication will never fix their kid. The medication will suppress symptoms. The medication will change the brain. The medication will not fix the problems. So I'm having my moment, and she's having her moment of no hope. And somehow at this moment, which if you know me on this time of day, I'm not scrolling Facebook, right? It was divine intervention. It was magical. It was amazing. And so I start telling this mom, and I tell her that like there's hope for her son, and that he's only 3 years old, and that I don't know the cause of his symptoms, right? Could it be MMR? Could be other things? Sure. But I do know if we can test him quantumly, and we can find the cause, whether it's parasites or mold or heavy metal toxicity or chemicals or whatever, and we can give her son the exact right supplementation, the body has an amazing ability to heal itself, an amazing ability to repair, an amazing ability to get better. And so cases we've seen where the kid comes in screaming, ah, and I could be in my exam room in the back, and I know it's so-and-so because I hear the screams. And now that kid doesn't scream anymore. Or I've had kids where they come in and they're rocking, right? And now they don't rock anymore. Or I've had kids where I could barely touch them, and now they give me these awesome, amazing bear hugs. Or I have kids where their sense of future wasn't there, right? They didn't think with future. They didn't think with anything but now. And now they can think in the future, right? Now they have more life skills. Now they have more social skills. Now they have more health, and that's amazing. And so at this moment where I was having an issue and she was having this desperation issue, something put us together. And by helping her, help me realize that I don't have to be in a midlife crisis. I don't have to be in a sad point. I don't have to be, um, I don't know, like wondering what's next. I know what's next. What's next is to get you guys trained, get you guys trained as practitioners, whether you are an elementary school teacher, a marketer, a train conductor, an attorney, whatever you are. If you know that your next game is in natural healthcare, if you want to be part of the solution to fix this huge problem, if you want to be in this world, then I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to train you. I'm happy to be your coach. And I'll take off my jersey and put it to the side and stand on the sidelines where you go, and I'll coach you through. In the academy today, so we have an online academy. On the academy today, I did a little coaching, but really these guys are awesome. Even if they fumble, right? If you make a football example, even if they fumble, what did they do? They gave the person whole food organic nutrition. They gave the person herbs. Can you kill a person with nutrition and herbs? I don't know how. So I have a Sicilian background. And I thought, okay, if I really didn't like a patient, no, don't worry, I never did that. But if I wanted to, I don't know how. I could make a patient poop a lot, right? I could make a patient like be uncomfortable, but could I kill them? I don't have anything what I have does not have side effects. They're not chemicals. They're not metals, right? They're herbs from God's green earth, right? Kind of like the mint in my water here. And herbs and plants are very, very healing. And when you do quantum nutrition and you match the frequency of the cause with the frequency of the solution, and it's the right solution, miracles happen. So this afternoon was a miracle. This afternoon, the patient's mom gave me hope that I can continue on in this role and be happy about it and be excited about it, right? And that 45 is just a stupid number, right? And then I gave her hope in that her son can improve so much. He can go from talking just a few words and not even responding to his name to hearing his name, talking in full sentences. My goal for this 3-year-old would be to completely reverse it. Completely. I can't guarantee that, of course, but that would be my goal. Why not? That's my goal with any case. And so my birthday wish, right? So on my birthday, you make a wish, you blow out candles, right? My husband was so sweet. He went to the store. He went to this local seafood place that gets wild Florida seafood, got me some wild fresh shrimp, got me some grass-fed beef. My steak's sitting there waiting for me. Cooked me dinner, got me flowers, so sweet. Got me a card. You guys can see my flowers and card behind me. The office staff wrote me a card, so sweet. Got me flowers. But my birthday wish is, and hopefully you guys have a similar perspective. My birthday wish is that we don't have to, as a society, continue down this path of these vaccine damaged kids. That we as a society get to moms, actually get to women and get to men before they have families, and educate them on how the body works and how fevers are good and how fevers kill off things. And if someone has symptoms, right? Like, what is the definition of sick? Well, you can define sickness as symptoms, okay? But what if you have food poisoning and you ate rotten egg salad and you're vomiting? Does that mean that you're sick with this horrible disease? No, it means that you ate horrible egg salad. Sorry, some of you guys don't like egg salad. And you puke it up because your body is so intelligent that it says, hey, that was some bad eggs. We're going to get rid of that, right? If you're killing off parasites and you have diarrhea, does it mean that you're sick? No, it means that your body's like, yeah, let's get rid of these critters. And it's turning on the flow to get rid of that. If you have, I don't know, you can name any symptom. If you have a symptom, it doesn't mean that you have a sickness and a disease. It does mean your body's expressing something, right? It could be expressing detox. It could be expressing food poisoning. Doesn't mean you're sick. It could be expressing a toxic liver. It could be expressing that you drank too many margaritas and then now you're puking because you drank too much poison alcohol, right? And I'm not bashing you because I like the margaritas too, especially with the salty brim, right? When you have a symptom, there's a cause. So for me, my congestion, my irritation in my throat is not saying what I need to say. It's not doing what I need to do. It's procrastination. And some of you guys have this too. It's not just me. That's why I'm sharing. It's procrastination on your next purpose. To be brutally honest, what was I procrastinating on? I was procrastinating on putting together a group of practice owners, of masterminding to really, really increase the natural healthcare world, right? Doing that's scary. Doing that might have consequences. Doing that will change things. And that's okay. And so my birthday wish is that you guys pursue your next goal, that you guys pursue your next purpose, that you guys, if you're in your purpose, take it to the next level. So we have a planet with kids that don't have vaccine damage, that we have a planet where kids are super healthy, where we have a planet where I don't have to worry about whether my daughter is going to have any healthy boys to meet in the future that aren't all shot up with COVID vaccines, where we have a planet where we can eat food that's safe to eat, where we can breathe air that doesn't have chemicals in it, that we can drink water that's not polluted. So that is my birthday wish. It's kind of deep. It's kind of deep, but that's what it is, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys. We have lots of work to do. Someone's asking, they'd love to learn how to be a practitioner. You can go to QNT, www.qntacademy.com. I'd be happy to train you. You do not have to have any special degree. You do not need to be in healthcare. You just have to have the willingness to learn. And with the willingness to learn, we fill in all the gaps of how do we get you doing this, right? How do we get this moving forward? So that is totally doable, Michelle. Gogo says, you're causing a ripple effect by speaking about this and teaching people how to help others. And then those people help others. I believe it's further reaching than you know. Yeah, Gogo, you're totally right. You are absolutely right. There are people that we meet that have been listening to my husband's show from all parts of the world. There are people that I meet that have listened to my show for years. And I'm like, really? Yeah, you have? There's people that have watched our Wednesday homeschool lives where basically I'm teaching Leah stuff, but sometimes we're just playing and I'm teaching her stuff, which really is the spirit of learning, right? And I'm like, you found us on Homeschool Live, really? Or rinky dink film on a camera, right? Film on my cell phone. So those of you on Instagram, that's my cell phone. That's why it's at this angle. Film on my cell phone camera and just get it done and just be consistent. So you guys can do that too. So if Andrea, this is your dream, hi Andrea, then let's make that happen. Susan loves deep, cool. Heather loves it, awesome. Tracy says, change the paradigm, Lisa. You are an inspiration and it takes an army to fix this mess. I'm with you all the way. Yeah, Tracy's amazing. Tracy, I don't know if Tracy knows, but I caught her live earlier today. She was educating people on the effects of glyphosate poisoning, which is the chemical that's found in Roundup, which is sprayed on your genetically modified crops. Still got the mint in my throat. And so she was teaching her patients on the chemicals that's sprayed on our food and how to handle that. And it's amazing. And then she has solutions in New York. She has solutions on how to help people with those poisonings, which is awesome. Tracy says, yes, that's right. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. I wanted to thank you guys for being there. Thank you guys for the inspiration. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. It's a great wrap up to my birthday. I'm going to go eat my organic steak and enjoy it. Hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. And if you need help in any way, I'm happy to help. I'm Dr. Lisa Palmer, Dr. Mama Bear. Good night.